završila na hitnoj zbog spontanog pobačaja u 3. mjesecu trudnoće. Svezali su mi ruke i noge i započeli su proces kiretaže na živo bez anestezije. Dakle, struganje maternice, unutarnjeg organa na živo bez anestezije. You're in the situation that you cannot do anything. What if I move? Then I can risk my uterus. You just need to stand there and pray that it's going to finish soon. To je bilo mojih 30 najmučnijih minuta u mom životu. 30 minuti, ja bi vam svaku sekundu mogla prepričati jer je trajala vječno. I have been pregnant and I experienced bleeding. I came to the emergency department. The next thing that I remember, they just said, oh, this is a miscarriage, we need to do a surgical miscarriage, and that's it. It's not just physical pain, it's also the emotional pain of losing the child, And I decided, okay, I need to talk about this in Parliament, and I wanted to talk about this in front of the Ministry of Health because I wanted everyone to know that he knows it.
U hrvatskim bolnicama ne radi se na taj način. Ako hoćete, neka mi dostavite medicinsku dokumentaciju pa ću vidjeti o čemu se radi.
Povreda Poslovnika je jer ministar govori neistinu. Dakle, ovo što ste vi rekli da se ne radi na taj način, radi se jer sam ja to doživjela.
Dobro, nemojte, sad jednu vrlo intimnu stvar iznosite i dovodite me vrlo neugodno.
The same night there was so many reactions at the social media, it was just unbelievable. I mean, there were so many women calling media, sending their letters.
And it was like Croatian Me Too movement, but the hashtag was Break the Silence.
After her testimony, we called up for women to send their stories. In 3 days, we collected more than 400 testimonies.
Da se to navečer drugu sestru šalje po doktora u uvarenom terminu, žalostno, jer su žene predugo bile ušutkivane.
RODA was founded by women back in 2001, and one of our main topics was the reproductive rights of women. We all had some kind of experience in our healthcare system. Most of those experiences were terrifying horror stories during childbirth. First time in 2012, we heard it was called obstetric violence. October 1st, 2015, 9 weeks pregnant, there's no heartbeat. Curettage performed without anesthesia for the second time that year. 2 months later, I went to a private doctor and found out my uterus had torn. Virovitica, 2008. I was crying while the doctor was taking samples and he said, "You didn't cry while having sex, so just shut up now." Merkur Hospital, Zagreb, March 2017. I could not sit for a month. Breastfeeding was difficult. Going to the toilet too. 2015, Vuk Vrhovec Hospital. Throughout one procedure, I fainted from pain. Hospital in Dubrovnik, 2010. After the labor, during which I didn't make a sound, I was stitched without anesthesia. I begged the doctor to either stop or give me something for pain. His response was to endure, because he is stitching me for my husband. Some women have really PTSD problems after such terrible procedures. Physical abuse, it lowered the quality of their sexual life and they don't want to have more children. Religion became very important last 30-40 years after the former Yugoslavia went apart. It has a big influence to the politicians.
The drive behind this is both, and patriarchy and religion. Like, patriarchy is the sea and religion is the boat you sail on it.
New social movements break the silence,
Me Too during the childbirth, and others are demanding women's rights in reproductive health services and during childbirth. And violence during childbirth is widespread and ingrained in health systems all over the world. Violence against women in childbirth is so normalized that it is not yet considered violence against women.
Tako molimo sve trudnice kao i druge pacijente bilo gdje dogodila se nezakonita radnja da nam jave kako bismo to mogli sankcionirati, a sankcija onda ima i prevenciju da nam se to više ne događa.
No, they never call me, never ask me anything. They send their inspection to the hospital to see the papers and if everything is okay or I'm lying. And then they say that there was a huge misunderstanding, that they know that I didn't feel the pain and, you know, things like that. I mean, come on. After we had this kind of terrible and painful experience, you know, it took me time. A lot of people ask me where I'm going to give birth and which hospital I will go. I'm not going to be afraid. I'm not going to be hiding, running somewhere else.
Petrova Hospital, year 2018. 30-minute stitching after labor with no anesthesia and anti-pain medication with rude comments from a resident who had a bad day. I'm shaking while she is doing the stitching. Until yesterday, I thought that's how it's supposed to be, and that labor and stitching hurt and that simply you must endure it. Thank you for opening our eyes.